Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim and finally we have another Kickstarter update. I've been super busy with my kids, with school life that has restarted here in Hong Kong, and also Stars of Kairos that arrived. You can check the unboxing and videos on the channel. It's quite a good game, to be honest. But now Kickstarter, okay? Let's just dive right in. The first one is ANA Arnhem of Arnhem 44 Operation Market Garden. Now, this is a World War II Allied airborne operation on the tabletop with minis, illustrated rules, battle board, and beautiful map. This is not my kind of game, but I know there are many people out there who like war games and so on. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty epic, but not my kind of thing. But I figured I'd show you guys anyway. It has all kinds of minis and strategic stuff and everything. So if you're into war games, definitely give this a check. You can see these are the boxes of the previous ones. All right, and the shipping here is in the US $16. Depending on how many copies you do, you order, and then also worldwide, $44 is a lot more expensive. But you know, a lot of people are already interested. I mean, a lot. Only 91, but it's already it wants $18,900. It's at $9,500 now. Okay, that's ANA Arnhem. Next up is Of Minds and Men, Roll and Write Edition. So a mysterious roll and write game, explore the minds, find treasures, and discover the secret that lies beneath the surface. So it's a roll and write, obviously. It's about dwarves trying to get gems and so on. You can see here the different abilities you can use with your dice at the bottom as well. Sprint and play potentially as well, depending on what you want. And also, how do you play exactly? First of all, you choose a character, throw your dice, gather resources, extract gems, craft objects, and complete tasks, and escape before the dynamite destroys the whole mine. So, yeah. Give it a check if you want, if you're interested in roll and writes and so on. 150 euros is of course the stretch goals. Add a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, there's no shipping because I think everything is print and play, if I'm not mistaken. So PDF format, yeah, everything is PDF. Okay, so no need to worry about shipping. Next up, we have Turbo Lizard 2nd Edition. The dinosaurs have returned again. Now, this is a very simple game. It is 3 rounds in the beginning, where you will have 2 cards and you will be building your dinosaur. You'll be mix and matching body parts of different dinosaurs to create your own dinosaur. This will take roughly 3 rounds, and then you will start to attack other people. So it's very simple. Your attack is adding up all the claws. And you also roll a die, and then the other person will add up all its weight of their dinosaur, and then you'll see what the result is. Also, there are some adaptations that you can use and play to spice everything up. There's also t-shirts. Anyway, that is Turbo Lizards. Very simple game, but if you're looking for a filler about dinosaurs, that could be an option. The shipping, you have to check here. Most of all, it's just $15, seems like. What about the United States? $5. Okay, so that's the difference there. That's Turbo Lizards. Next up is Wombat Kombat. Now, every time I make these videos, you have a video like this, a cute type of animal, and then they build a whole game around it. This is another one like this. It's halfway its funding. It looks cool, and this is actually a little bit more developed than most other ones that have come up on, but you'll see. But what is special about this one, and actually it makes me less interested, is that you first of all, you can see they always adjust to, they always have these different variants of based on references to movies and like zombies and so on, communism, Allah. But what you're doing here in this game basically is you gather your wombatons, you move your army into the battlefield, have 3 versus 3 combats to kidnap, punish, and spare your enemies. Always watch out for your pillars and events, and here it comes. Collect the most poo and win the game. So this game is all about getting the most poo, and if you have the most poo at the end of the game, you win poo tokens. So that kind of like, for me, is like, what? But you know, it looks, and like I said, it's pretty well developed because you can see different pleasure levels. They offer a lot of stuff. It seems to look very nice, all of it. You even have play mats and so on. They went all out. And the shipping, we'll see that soon. Anyway, estimated shipping all over. All right. Like, I'm not going to back this, but if you really like wombats and you think this looks cool, why not give it a shot? So that's Wombat Kombat. Then we have the Momentous Issue of War, an American Civil War tabletop game played on a simple 8x8 grid using blocks to represent armies. Once again, war game, not really my style, but you can see book and PDF looks kind of cool the way they did it. The board, here we have it, set up and so on, and as usual, you have these troops and blocks and so on, and the way a lot of war games actually look like. So, or what most of them look like. Here you see it in action. Now, then actually they both have masks, but they don't. Oh no, they're beards. They're beards. Okay, never mind. Is there anything about shipping? Risks and no, doesn't look like it. So I guess you just click, and that's a PDF. There's not going to have any shipping. Physical copy. Anywhere in the world. There's only 40 left of 50. It's all pounds. 8 pounds. It's very cheap actually. Anyway, so that's that. Then we have Tavern Games, tabletop role-playing games of chance. This is kind of funny because it shows all the materials, which is really nice. They're really interesting, brass and pewter and other stuff, metal. All looks very, very, like here, hand-forged iron dragon scales. And then it talks about games, right? It talks about Troll's Teeth and what you need, and then Golem's Gambit and what you need. But it doesn't say how you're supposed to play this game, because that's supposed to be released after the funding is over. So people did ask in the comments, like, can you please tell us how to play these games, at least a little bit? And then he was thinking of, he was going to release an update talking about that. So keep your eye on that if you're interested. And then shipping, it's international, right? So he says how he's going to do it, but I think if you click on anything, then you also see the shipping per country, most likely. Yes, $42. Wow. What about the United States? $5. There you go. Huge difference. But it could also have to do with the pledge level. I don't know. So just check. He has a lot of different things he's offering. It looks kind of cool, these Tavern Games. Next up is Keresis, Crest of the Elements. Now, they need a lot of money still. They only have 2,400 euros out of 25,000, even though I think it looks interesting. So why hasn't it funded yet? Or why isn't it as popular? I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe some bad PR. Because I think it looks pretty okay. I like the colors, the tiles and so on. Because basically you are creating a road, right? And then there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's also a solo mode. So I'll go over what you're actually doing. First of all, you have the board, which you can put up in different ways. It's modular, right? Like know your thing, just put it together. Now you can put it in all different kind of shapes as well, which we will see soon, most likely. Here you go, the board setup as it's changing. Select your tribe first of all, and then each explorer has a special unique ability. So it's set up, and then during setup, then you have exploration, for example. You roll your die, then you're going to move, and you draw tiles, and you decide how you orient them and so on. And you can see you move along. There's stuff that you're going to do. When you're on certain things, you can gather resources. Could be energy that you use for actions. Could be stone cards that allow you to help take control of certain territories, which will then allow you to put your amulet down in a shrine. If you put 4 amulets down in shrines, you win the game. But also, normally you would have to walk to that shrine, but if you have 3 territories under your control already, you can do it from a distance. Action cards, of course, always change up the game. That's what action cards do in general. But there's also territory control. You can actually attack other people's territories, take over territories, and so on. I think it looks kind of interesting, you know, pretty cool, to be honest. So, like I said, there's battle selection, select the number between 1 and 12 on a battle die, la la la. There's a lot of stuff to do. Solo mode is also cool because it starts quite easy, but as you are progressing, the solo cards also get progressively more difficult, and they are based on what you actually have in your hand. So, for example, where is it here? They say The effect will be determined by either your energy level or the number of stone cards or action cards in your hand, so it'll change as well. So I think one of the reasons why it's not selling all that well, or there's not too many backers, because, for example, the whole layout is not that well done. Shipping is here, so China, Hong Kong is okay. Or it could also be that they find shipping is quite expensive, although, not too bad, I think, for the top ones. All right, so that is that game. Very difficult to pronounce. Keresis, was it? Yeah, Keresis, Quest for the Elementals. Next up, we have The Flood. Eurogame dice roll trade engine building. You must gather vital resources and build the Ark before the flood. Obviously, this is a heavy religious theme, so if you're not into that, probably not for you. I'm not gonna express my preference, but I'm not backing this because it's just not my thing. But it does look interesting in a way that it's pretty, and everybody's building their own arc, which is cool. So you're going to be moving around, surveying the land, choose a location to build your huts and your arc. Then you roll the die and also move the mammoth, apparently, which will give you cards, so resources and so on, that you can then use to build and upgrade stuff. And eventually, of course, you're going to want to build your arc that's also with different parts, which is kind of neat. And then the flood will come. Of course, the water is optional. I suggest you don't use it when you're playing it. And what I thought was also interesting is down low, you also have scenarios. For example, co-op scenario number 1, a distant land. You're exploring different lands with mighty mammoths and also build the ark before the flood. Then you have Gopher Wood, which is then a map that is full of wood and hardly any other resources. So you have to talk to the merchant or establish a connection with him. But of course, hurry, the flood is coming. So it's always with that, and there will be more scenarios as well. So what about the shipping? The shipping is here. So yeah, I think in general the prices seem to be pretty decent, better than Keresis. So yeah, and at the moment, where are they with their backing? They have already eclipsed their goal. They want 25,000. They already have 133. So the flood is doing good. All right, then we have Mushroom Cats, a card game of mycological mischief or mycological mischief. So this is a filler game, okay? So, but it's mostly, you like cats, you like the arts, you want to have a very quick game, then this might be for you. It's for 2 to 5 players, 20 minutes, and basically you everybody has a set of cards in their hand. They will choose one and then pass it along. And when you're playing a card, it's either you add your own score or you interfere with your opponents. And at the end, when all the cards are gone and played, then you tally up the score and whoever wins, wins. So this is really purely for the art, because game-wise, it's very straightforward, right? And there's some other stuff you can add as well if you're a big cat fan. So what about shipping? Don't say too much. A note about shipping here. They're unable to offer rewards outside the US at this time, but you can email them directly and maybe they can maybe work it out if you live outside the US. Next, we have Cards of the Dead, which is a game based on the video game. You get a free Steam game for backers if you haven't played it before. I haven't played it before, but you, of course, are trying to escape the city. You can see the 8-bit art is pretty cool. Oh, 16-bit card art. So you have all this. 1 to 3 players, 45 minutes, 14 plus. And how to play, you have the rule book or the video. But here they also say, for example, preparation. You're going to be setting up, shuffling everything and separate different types of tokens. That's straightforward. Place the nearby area cards at the center of the table and flip the cards based on the number of players. You choose a character, prepare your area, and then the city is displayed, combining cards from the city and the common card piles according to the day. So you're going to be exploring this a la Seven Wonders Duel. So each player can use up to 3 actions before ending their turn. Okay, so and then after each player's turn, the game turn will carry out all of its actions when possible. So of course here you're taking out certain zombies you will then be removed, but the ones that are remaining, they will then do their actions. And survivors that manage to get through the third day by escaping through an exit card will have won the game. There's also a TTS version, and this is the computer version. That looks pretty interesting. Of course, it's really sped up, so looks kind of interesting. And then, is there any shipping information? It will not be sure. Okay, just calculate around 10 to 25 euros shipping depending on the region you live. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's cards that are dead, so that's gone. Then we have Game Boy Geek Season 10. If you watch videos regularly on YouTube about board games, you have probably heard of the Board Game Geek, Game Boy Geek already. This is Season 10 already, so he's collecting money for equipment and so on. He's collecting money while I am doing giveaways and spending my own money. I think I'm doing something wrong. About the giveaway, do check that video because it is free stuff for you, including shipping. Anyway, Game Boy Geek, he does pretty good stuff. I watch his videos from now and then. And of course, when you back him here, there's a bunch of stuff you can get. Board game organizers, promo packs for a lot of different games. If you're interested, even here, translucent white trains for Ticket to Ride. Yeah, so a bunch of different stuff. I'm not going to go over everything, but it's not only promos, it's also game bundles that you can get. One of the games that I see here that I like is I like Pulsar a lot when I played it. I don't own it though. I like that a lot. Anything else that I saw? Dungeonology. I know some of you really hate the company, and I understand, but the game I kind of like. What else is here? Mosaic I backed, so that should be coming. Pinball 4K I think is okay. What else? Sleeping Gods. I'm still thinking of backing it or not. Oh, it's so horrible. It's so much money. Yeah, what else is here, man? On Mars is awesome. Really good game. But yeah, always make sure the value is good enough. That's what I'm saying. My Father's Work should be arriving any day, and you can expect an unboxing as well. Tiny Epics. I have so many of them, and I have only played Galaxies. Anything else? Was not a fan of Evolution. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff here, okay? This is interesting. Dice Throne, Adventures, and Drive Throne itself. And there's also shipping, of course, if you're interested. So, yeah, check that out. Then we have Pirates Dragon's Treasure. Very simple game, 2 to 6 people. In the beginning of the game, you draw a dragon. That is going to be the one that you have to defeat. Then numerous rounds happen where people are basically building their crew, getting ship upgrades and so on until they finally feel ready to attack the dragon. And everybody attacks the dragon individually. So when I decide it's my time, I can do it. And if I defeat the dragon, I win. But if I fail, the other ones still have time to either attack immediately or continue building up their crew and so on. And yeah, they say here, even when you're fighting, it doesn't matter if you have a really strong hand, because even the weak ones could potentially win, they say, even though it says less than 10%. So, and it says here, keep an eye on the progress of your fellow captains to make sure you get your chance to face the dragon before somebody else beats you to it. Okay. So, shipping wise, I see nothing. So I'm going to do here, double dragons. Haha, see what you did there. So $25 from outside the States. I'm guessing in the States it's cheaper. Yeah, $15. That's Pirates. And what is it? Dragon's Treasure. Next up, we have Pocket Landship, No Man's Land. Normally, I would say this is another war game. It looks like it. I'm not interested. But this one, I'm actually interested because this is more like a dice placement game. And you have a pocket landship and you're fighting and to rid the land of the evil intruding mix. That's what you're doing, okay? So basically you're going to choose the components of your landship with multiple hulls, cannons, sponsons, and even shock troops to choose from. Choose your commander, who gives you a new time bonus. Choose how to assign the dice to your 3 landship cards and which enemy to target. Choose whether to emergency repair by rolling 1 fewer die or do more damage to the enemy without repairing but risk getting blown up. Choose which advantage card to take once you have destroyed 2 enemy mechs and when to use it. So It is a small box game. It looks pretty cool, to be honest. I even like the dice and everything, even though they're quite simple. But yeah, so this is also expansion pack that adds more stuff. So yeah, for sure, this looks very interesting. And then, is there anything about shipping? It just says we do shipping. No prices. So I guess you have to once again click here to see how much it is. So let's say Gunnery Sergeant, £28, Hong Kong £12. Yeah, mostly £12 around the world, seems like. And Europe £8, so it goes down a bit. I'm sure the UK might even be yeah, it's free for the UK. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, that is Landship, right? Pocket Landship, No Man's Land. Then we have Escape from a Dying Planet, which is a relaunch, right? So at the moment, 22 days ago, it doesn't have that much money yet. They just launched. Just because I tried to make this video yesterday, I failed. I did it again today, and now this was launched. So this reminds me of Diamant, or what is the alternative name again? Now I have to look it up. Diamond, BGG, Ink and Gold. Okay, just like Ink and Gold. So what is it basically about? Oh, spoiler alert. Basically, it's about you're in an area, you're trying to get as much treasure and then trying to get out. So in this case, it is you're part of an archaeological team. You want to escape from a collapsing planet, but part of the condition of getting to the planet was only one lifeboat controlled by a corporation, and they're only letting one person in, the one who has acquired the most treasure. So 12 plus 2 to 8, 10 to 30 minutes. A bunch of cards, player cards, to see who's going to escape. Escalation cards, supply cards. So even though I'm saying this gives me vibes of Diamant and Ink and Gold, this is more advanced, okay? There's more stuff to do, but of course the challenge cards are there. Treasure cards, of course, that you want to have. How to play, choose your team member, overcome challenges, snack treasures, of course, and escape if you can. 10 rounds, you have the challenge phase, the treasures phase, and the refresh phase. You choose whether to overcome the challenge and possibly gain it as one time bonus, and then players will bid on the treasure in an attempt to gain as much as possible. So yeah, that is the game basically. Shipping is here. They are not really saying what it is, so maybe once again it's here. Okay, this is really starting to annoy me. You can just also just put it on your page. People should not have to click to find out what your basic number is. Okay. But they're saying we're charging cheaper shipping later rather than now because shipping prices change all the time, and they're particularly unpredictable right now. So I guess the $8 is just a placeholder. Then we have Blade Runner, the role-playing game. Normally I don't do role-playing games, but it's Blade Runner, okay? And they wanted to get 100,000 SEK, which is Singaporean currency. They have 12 million. So in Hong Kong dollars, 78k. They already have 10 million Hong Kong dollars, which is crazy. 11,700 backers as well. If you like Blade Runner in any way and you like RPGs, then check this out because it really, really does look very good. And so many people can't be wrong, right? Anyway, so game mechanics has more information as well. I didn't go into detail because, like I said, it's not really for me. I don't do role-playing games because I don't have the time for it. I already have too many games and so little time. And an RPG group is, you have to dedicate yourself to it, you know? So, shipping here, that's interesting. UK, 8 to 10 pounds. European, EU, European Union, 14 to 18, 12 to 16. Rest of the world, 35-40. So, yeah, another reason for me to not do it. Then we have the 2023 board game Mosaic calendar. So it is a calendar, 13 mosaics created with board game pieces. You can already see if you can, this is from the previous one. You can also see if you can recognize them. This is, of course, Gloomhaven. And there's a bunch of other stuff here that could be something that you recognize or not. And then here, of course, I said already, Flamecraft, Bitoku, The Spill. I don't even know The Spill. Kabuto Sumo, Castle Panic, Castles by the Sea, Smash Up, Castle Back in Ludwig, Final Girl, Frosthaven. Oh, it wasn't Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, whatever. Merchant's Cove, The Stuff of Legend, And then, of course, you can always look at it and see if you can recognize the different tokens, right? And there's also a 10 times 10 challenge. So anyway, different options. Shipping wise, is there anything shipping wise? Add-ons. Oh, you have some special dice and everything as well, apparently. Coasters, magnets. Here's shipping. So she says that returning backers will notice that the shipping costs are higher than the previous 2 campaigns because she was absorbing a lot of the shipping costs herself in the past, but she can't do that anymore. So shipping is higher, but still not bad, to be honest. Okay, so that's that. Then we have Zerywia, the board game. It's a reprint. I am not going to back this because the shipping cost is out of its mind. For Asia, for Europe and so on, it's okay. But this looks cool though. I mean, I would definitely, if someone has it that I know, I'd say, okay, let's play this because it does look cool. You're going to embark on the path of the chosen one. It needs your help as darkness pours from the rift and the servants of the void are enslaving humanity. Your time has come. Become the Sventovit's light and save the world from oblivion. Play as one of the heroes of the tribe, working together with the others to oppose the goddess of darkness, the lady of the void called Nyx. Here's Nyx. Nice. Okay, so this is the board. One thing that I already like a lot about this is, where is it? Well, the art, of course, but this, the statue of Sventovit. So it has icons on it, and every time you flip it over for next round, the icons on it, the tokens on it will have effects on the board, which I like already. You have actions at dawn, noon, dusk, and night. You have different stuff to equip and so on. Story cards. Yeah, I just think it looks cool. Different heroes, which also noticeably different boards. Yeah. Honestly, if the shipping was nice for Asia, I would go for it. Even the dice, I think, look very original and cool. Yeah, this I like it, and it's a second edition as well, so it's more streamlined than before. So that's also really good. But yeah, I've been talking so much about shipping. Let's take a look at the shipping, because even if you go all in here, look at this All Father. It's like wooden box and everything, engraved and so on. It's really going all out. Okay, shipping. Here you go. Rest of the world for me, £69. No, thank you. But everything else, you know, Poland 4, European Union 15, even the US 25. Yeah, this would be high on my list, to be honest. And how well is it doing? Yeah, it has reached its goal already, doubled it. Okay, then we have Betwixt and Between, the Fortress of Nature, which is an expansion, a new chance to get this unique and beautiful Euro-inspired adventure board game. And it is beautiful. Just look at what it looks. Of course, there's a bunch of other stuff to make it look even better. But it looks kind of okay, you know. The artwork and so on. The board is nice. There's a lot of crystals. It's a strategic adventure game for 1 to 4 players, mixing eerie European folklore with magical creativity and Euro-inspired mechanics. Players will take on the role of mystics, having found their way into the strange land to explore and harness its magical essence. So basically trying to unfold the story by drafting exploration cards and determine what they discover and might encounter. Okay, so there's over 50 unique ones in here, and you see up close it does look pretty nice. Just need to check something real quick. Okay, so the players build their magic reef, so the board's here with new abilities and points, and then you can use it for other stuff as well, for different spells and so on. So yeah, looks interesting maybe. So I'll give it a check if you seems like something for you. All right, even beautiful and thick dual layered boards. And of course, the crystals always look better in sunlight. Yeah, so what about shipping? Rest of the world, €9, Sweden 50 SEK, and so on. Yeah. All right, so done. Then we have Age of Steam Deluxe expansion volumes 1, 2, and 3. I really wanted this to end in June, but it's not, because it ends in 10 days, which will be the 20th. And there's already have too much this month. But Age of Steam is supposed to be one of the best train games that there is. Right? Where's the description? Let's see. For those, no, I'll explain it later, I guess. But you have a lot of stuff here. Ages 14 plus, 120 minutes, 1 to 6 players. It just looks so nice on the table, I feel. But they do explain it later, if I'm not mistaken. Dun dun dun. Where is it? Here. What is Age of Steam Deluxe? Steam-belching iron horses roar across the wild plains. Age of Steam relives the era of when pioneering U.S. railroads built the tracks that transformed America's economy. Each self-contained phase in the game keeps players constantly involved in making vital decisions and interacting with other players. So, you are challenged to finance both the most extensive track network and the most powerful locomotives, determine which routes will give the best returns on their costs, beat the opposition to the most lucrative shipments, and make enough money to pay your aggressive creditors. But this is a popular game, okay? So you can find a lot of reviews and gameplay and everything on this. If you're into railway or train games at all, definitely give this a check for sure. So fishing-wise, shipping-wise, these are the shipping prices. China is so cheap though. Maybe I should just go for the base game and see what it's all about. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Next up, we have Enemy Action Karkov. So the second game in John Butterfield's acclaimed enemy action series of card-driven simulating pivotal battles in World War II. Here I am again saying this is not really my style, but if this is your style, then give it a check. It is more detailed war gaming with cards this time and tokens, as you can see. Different phases, movement, withdrawal, resupply, all that kind of stuff. You know, I can see here reduced number of steps, core color, army color, reduced combat strength, infantry, cavalry, armor, all that kind of stuff. Shipping wise, they don't say anything. So let's see the small bundle pack with one add-on. I guess you have to click here again. Yeah, Hong Kong, $70. Whew, it ain't cheap. What about the US? Is it different? United States, $20. Yeah. Okay, so that's Karkov. And then we have Kingdom Builder Empire Edition. So I've seen this game around so many times already. Never played it, never tried it, because I always thought it looked a little bit silly. It was covered with all these little houses. But this one makes all these houses different and so on, might make it look nicer. It's a limited edition. You have all the expansions in there. And also because if you use a normal board with these miniatures and the buildings, they're a bit too big, so they're also offering a bigger board so it looks nicer and less bunched up. Okay. So how does the game work exactly? It's here somewhere because I don't want to make a mistake. These are all upgrades. Players create their own kingdoms by skillfully placing their settlements on the game board, of course. But during a player's turn, you play a terrain card and build 3 settlements on 3 hexes. And then you can do many other things to even claim a special action tile from locations. And also move other players' settlements. You can see it here. People are settling and getting certain things as they move on. So no, this might be a good time to check this out. You also have a way to try it out on their website. Play first. You also have the app, which is for free on iPhone. Maybe I should try it. So yeah, and of course it looks really nice, this edition. Then we go to shipping. Here's the shipping. There we go. And also I'd like to see how many days are left. So 3, 2, 1. Oof, all the way back to the top. 9 days to go as well. And it's already also eclipsed its goal. It needed 15k. It already has 142k USD. Then we have dice tomes, dice again, but this time it's like in the tome, and every tome is a certain type of iconic character class. So for example, you have the tome of scoundrels for rogues, brigands, and so on, because they have special icons as well. And then the wizardry as well, and the combats or warriors and so on. And yeah, you have all the different pledge levels that you can do it then. So shipping wise is here, shipping prices. So if you want a lot of dice and want it to look like this, check it out. Then we have the Otherverse, which I don't understand. Maybe people know Otherverse. It's just funded in 5 seconds already. 773 backers, but they already have $813,000. $813,000 by 700 backers. That's a lot of money, you know. Actually, let me check. So I just divided 813K by 773. Basically, on average, they all spent like $1,000, no, $105 each. So that's pretty crazy. And also, if you look at the backing, right, you have Death Trainee, which is $25, Spider Queen Warrior, $40, $2,000, and then a bunch of stuff that's all gone: $120, $350, $350, $1,250, $1,800. It's all gone already. 100 backers spent $1,800. $6,900 has been spent by 10 backers. So I don't know, maybe someone can tell me in the comments what Otherverse is. This collectible card game, I've never heard of this before, but people are spending loads of money. When I first looked at it, I thought this was just something with cool anime power, also trying to make it a little bit sexy and everything. But people are really buying in on this. So this is what I meant with the trying to make it look a little bit, you know, more spicy and stuff. But you know, you're not going to spend $6,900 or more than $1,000 for some sexy cards, right? So there must be more to this game than just the art. But yeah, I have no idea. If it's interesting to you, check it out. But apparently from just judging what people have already ordered, the best cards are gone. You can play it on TTS as well. I haven't seen anything about shipping. These are all nice pictures, but okay, your shipping will be based on your address, apparently. Let's see here. No, just shipping is later. All right, that was Otherverse. And then we have Butterfly Garden Duel, which is basically a BYOP game, is bring your own pencil. Okay, so it's not a roll and write, it's just a write game. You don't need any dice. Because basically you yourself are going to decide how you play not decide how you play the game, but you make your own choices with what the game has given you. So that means if I'm not mistaken, you are using time to try to get it. So basically, City Park has been zoned for development, and you're going to try to recapture all the butterflies, right? But then you need to have the jars to hold the right ones and so on. You have to pledge time to the task, and then you can do a bunch of stuff. I don't know too much about it, to be honest, but here we go. Circle the amount of time you spend connecting butterflies. So 20 or 19 or 11 or whatever. You pick a jar, and then you collect the butterflies, and then you score points. And then the player with the most points wins. This is a very simple explanation, but this is just a print and play, and she does also have a bunch of other games that she has made as well. So if this sounds interesting to you, just check it out. Okay, we're almost done. 3 more. We have Dreamers, a 2-player card game, and this is kind of cool because I've talked about many 2-player card games, and but this one is special. Why? Because you're both in a dreaming, right? But you're trying to get out, but it can also be that one person is a doppelganger, right? A master of nightmares, basically. But in the beginning, you will draw a card saying who you are, but the other person doesn't know. So you might just be 2 normal people trying to get out, but then one of you might be a master of nightmares trying to keep the other person in. So you don't really know what's going on. So if you both draw the Dreamer Identity card, you have to try to open 3 gates to leave. But if you draw the Master of Nightmares, you have to stop the other person of leaving. So you have 5 rounds, and at the end of the 5 rounds, the player with the most points wins the game. So it's all about tension, bluffing, betrayal, and backstabbing. And at the start of each round, you collect an identity card. So it can actually be that you're changing as you're playing. So that's kind of cool. And apparently this company is good at solo games, but this is a two-player game for once because they like it that much. Shipping wise is here, France and other countries, so it's very cheap, to be honest. Okay, so yeah. All right, that's Dreamers, and then we go to Gamefound, where we have shipping, where we have Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. So it is a war game, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. You can see you have the tiles, you have the smaller tiles, and all the different the map, and you're moving your soldiers and troops around, and you're trying to, you know what I mean, right? So check it out if this is your kind of thing. Might be up your alley. And then the final one that we have is Raw, which is a classic Reiner Knizia auction game, returns in a brand new edition with updated components and beautiful artwork from Ian O'Toole. Now, when I looked at it, I wasn't really interested, but I'm kind of interested now. 16 days left is still this month, so because how you play it is quite original. So how do you play it? You have a bag full of tiles, right? And then you start drawing tiles from the back. So as you're drawing tiles, you can see the main board is filling up with tiles. And then either you wait for a certain tile to come out, so the raw tile, and then people start bidding on the tiles, or you can invoke Ra yourself and start the bidding as well. But when the bidding starts, everybody's trying to get tiles. So the number 10 here wins, and they get all the tiles, and they put them all on their board. But it's tricky because disaster tiles can also be destroy tiles that you win. So that's basically it. It's pretty straightforward, but it looks pretty cool, to be honest. Deluxe edition, $80 though. Not cheap, but I'm sure it'll be very nice quality. So yeah, a bunch of stuff here. If you like auction games, definitely give it a check. A lot of people are really positive about it. Here is the shipping for everything as well. And that was the last one. Once again, my apologies for having to wait so long. I also think that the current collection of Kickstarter games that are out, that the newest ones, because not the ones that are out now, the newest ones are not that interesting. The ones that I am now really thinking about and should I do it, should I not do it, are mostly Gamefound ones, and that is Sleeping Gods and Doomrock, Assault on Doomrock, those two. Uprising, I was on the fence, but it's just too much. I cannot do Uprising, so that's gone. I'm not doing that one. But Sleeping Gods and Assault on Doomrock, I still don't know. There's only 2 hours left, so I still don't know if I'm going to go all in or not. Sleeping Gods, I'm doubting to get both, or just the first one, or just the second one. I'm not sure either. And then Kickstarter-wise, it is just Waste Knights, actually. I think that I'm backing. Waste Knights, yeah. That's the only one that I am still backing, but I'm backing that for sure. So those are the 3 that are this moment are in the running of getting backed. Everything else, not really for me. But you cannot just keep spending money, right? Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This was a shorter one than usual, I think, slightly shorter. My name is Joachim. This was So Many Games All the Time. I'll see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.